It's the end of the multiplayer invitational weekend. First things first, if you love talking about Last Epoch and keeping up with all the news, then you will also love the Epic Epoch podcast. I host it on a weekly basis along with Dread from Epoch Builds. Now that after such a long wait, we have content to talk about and things in Last Epoch that are going on, we will be spinning up that weekly cadence once again. I will leave the description, in the description of this video here, links to the YouTube and Spotify for you to watch that as well. So how did it go? Well, I spent about 10 hours playing co-op and 10 hours playing solo after that the next day. But 10 hours of co-op, I played along with Dread while he was playing various support builds. Monster scale life and not damage when you play multiplayer. I was a little bit concerned that one person would just zoom ahead, like in Path of Exile, and the other people would lag behind and not get in on the action. But I never really encountered that. My own personal experience was that everyone was participating in the combat each time, even when we had 3 and 4 people in the party. Really good. The trading system in place is very, very limited currently, subject to change, but I'll tell you about it. So you have to be partied with someone. You also have to be in the same zone when the item drops. If they log out and log back in, you can actually still trade with them that item that dropped, which is kind of cute. So the trading system did achieve what it set out to achieve. We traded items, we found gear for each other, we got to share idols and whatnot, got to fix resistances. The item gifting felt good. It is very much so not an economy. It would not scale for an economy at all in any capacity. It might change in the future, depending on the feedback that you and I give to EHG, the developers, right? I was not focused on like the economy portion of it. My biggest concern for any video game, especially the Last Epoch, I want the game to be fun. If the game is fun, then we can fix all those other issues down the road. So Last Epoch multiplayer that I played over these past 2 days, it needs balance fixes. There's some stuff with farming that needs to be changed as well. Some of the items and some of the builds are busted, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun this weekend, and that's great. Not only did I spend 10 hours in co-op, but I also spent about 10 hours the next day playing solo. So I focused on reading skills, reading the skill trees. I don't have the patch notes. Those weren't provided to me. I've heard they're very long though. So we played some old and rebalanced skills just to see what was going on, and we tried visiting some new unique items. So to me, every single skill is worth revisiting. So we know that 94 out of, I think it's 114 total skills were rebalanced or changed in some way. So either the skill was directly changed, which is the vast majority of them, or between the throwing and melee adaptive damage, the flat damage changes for like the implicits of weapons and on gear as well, the conversion changes, the changes to ailments and how ailment effect is no longer present. Those are penetration for the most part. 20 or so rebalanced unique items, more than a dozen new unique items. Some of them, so we found those on stream, put them in Discord, and we have a Reddit post as well if you want to see the new unique items. It's a big breath of fresh air. There's so many things to do. Sure, this is the multiplayer patch, but even if you're playing solo like I was on the second day, there's a lot of new toys to explore, and that felt great. So what did I play? Obviously Devouring Orb, because I love Devouring Orb. If you still want to play the skill as crit, like the turtle kind of thing, I know Lizard IRL loves that version of it. I'm sure it's still fine. It dealt way too much damage in the past, and it still scales very, very well with the same vitality scaling that you're used to seeing on those Void skills on Void Knight. So Devouring Orb, sure, you want to play crit, that's great. The more damage multipliers moved around a little bit. I tried it along with Abyssal Echoes. So Abyssal Echoes was like my main damaging skill, and I did not focus on damage for Devouring Orb. But Abyssal Echoes has more multipliers inside of it that are global. So Abyssal Echoes gives you more multiplier that can apply to your Devouring Orb, and Devouring Orb can also give you more multipliers that apply back to your Abyssal Echoes. So using those two together in the past, it was good. It was very good. I actually preferred it to normal Devouring Orb. But in the future, it sounds even better. So if you like Abyssal Echoes, if you like Devouring Orb, you're definitely going to be happy with the outcome of the patches that we see currently, because it looks like it's pretty good. I also tried using a new unique item that allows Hungering Souls from Lich Acolyte to shotgun in a way that it's never been able to shotgun before. It's a level 20 unique staff, and it doesn't have much adaptive damage on it. Turns out that doesn't matter. It seems very, very good. I only got the character to level 75 or so. It's actually the character that you see here on screen. It's really, really strong, and I'm very happy with it. I would absolutely play that again. Definitely as a leveling build, and probably as an endgame build too. I tried it as Ignite, but I got a lot of lag, so I didn't try that out too much. But just like the crit version, hopefully you get a prismatic gaze, you get some base crit, because you're using a staff, of course. I think that build's gonna be something to watch out for. It looks very, very strong to me. Not only was the damage pretty respectable, but now Lich, apart from having 2 movement skills and having some movement speed built into its mastery, it's even faster than ever because it has permanent access, nearly permanent access, to Frenzy and Haste. So Lich is looking really good. We're not going to talk about the elephant in the room, the 200 flat adaptive damage that you get from using Rip Blood. Surely that's going to be fixed, right? right? Expect more from me in the next couple weeks regarding Last Epoch, especially if you like podcast content. Remember, that's in the description of this video here. We have the Pack the Server party happening soon. I'll leave a link to that in case you want to sign up. There might still be spots. It's 10,000 people for February 2nd and a long weekend there, starting this Thursday, coming up very soon. The Last Epoch free weekend, if you don't have the game and you want to try it out, that's a nice opportunity as well. And I'm going to leave a link to Nexus as well, because Nexus has worked well for me in the past. If you don't have Last Epoch and you want to purchase the game, you can purchase it through a Nexus link, like I did once upon a time, back when I saw Ziggy D first playing Last Epoch a couple of years ago at this point. So purchasing Last Epoch through Nexus is a nice way of supporting here, what I do on stream, what I do on YouTube. And soon, someday, we'll have patch notes. We've been told that we're going to have patch notes that are apparently 70 pages long. 70 pages long. We'll have those before March 9th, before the official launch of the 0.9 multiplayer patch. Anyways, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. God bless, we finally have some content to talk about and play with in the Last Epoch. I'll see you next time.